This is not a good time to be a landlord. Nope, no siree. All around the world, real estate investments not doing so well right now. Understand, real estate means actual physical properties. I'm talking about freestanding residential homes, apartment blocks where people live, office towers, retail malls, warehouses, hotels, farms, I guess even vacant land. If you put all of that together, it's probably worth about 250 trillion US dollars all around the world, all owned by someone or something like a fund or a pension fund, all of whom are expecting to make a positive return on the asset. Come on now, people, the rent is due. It's the end of the month. Phew, 250 trillion US dollars. That makes real estate the most valuable asset class in the world. It's probably 60% of all wealth added up. It's worth much more than shares in companies. If you add up all the listed companies on the planet on the stock exchanges, you'd probably only get to like 90 or maybe $100 trillion at a push. So why is being a landlord so suck right now? Well, first of all, COVID-19 is a natural disaster. It's not anyone's fault. It just happened. It's the ultimate left field development. It's like an asteroid strike. The problem is, if it's no one's fault, then it's everyone's problem. There's no one to blame or hold accountable. So literally everybody on the world has got an excuse not to pay their rent right now. This applies to occupants of residential properties. They lost their jobs. They just had to take a salary cut. Can't pay, won't pay. And most governments right now have passed specific laws preventing evictions during this COVID-19 moment. Now, most tenants absolutely despise their landlords and vice versa. It's like class war. Have you seen the memes? There are a few exceptions, but not many. This is not a good setup. Commercial businesses that rent fancy offices, not paying because their staff are all working from home these days. The office is empty. Many of these companies will never return. As an aside, did you see yesterday that Zoom has actually launched an actual physical device called Zoom for Home? It's like a standalone flat screen, 27-inch with 3 wide-angle cameras and 8 microphones. Who needs 8 microphones? The Zoom software is pre-loaded on this McGafter. You just turn it on and start Zooming. Who's going to need an office away from home if you've got that beast sitting on your desk? Nope, no one. Commercial building landlords, screwed. Factories, distribution centers, also quiet. Tenants not paying. Retailers and restaurants, oh God, either battling to stay afloat or entirely shut. So mall owners are having a hard time collecting the rent there too. It's one giant clusterfuck. Now understand, many renters could not care a hoot about their landlords. What? The landlord's in trouble? Do I hear the sound of the world's tiniest violin? But in truth, many landlords are in deep, deep financial trouble right now because fixed property is such a secure asset. Banks love lending money to landlords because they figure that if the landlord gets in trouble, stops paying off their commercial mortgage loan, they can seize the underlying property. It'll still be there. So against that 250 trillion US dollars of global real estate value all over the world is at least $150 trillion worth of debt. From the lowest of the low landlord with one miserable apartment to his name to the largest global property funds, the mega landlords, so to speak, all of them have colossal debts. Bankers, of course, are even more evil than landlords. Don't expect any mercy from them. Let's talk about these landlords in the retail sector. Right now, it's a slow-moving train wreck because even before COVID, there was a general drift towards e-commerce. Malls were getting a little bit quieter every weekend. In the United States, 9,300 stores closed last year. This year, it's probably going to be another 25 to 50,000 stores, brick and mortar, across US malls. I mean, a third of them are apparently going belly up or being shut. The whole mall, owned by the developer or the fund. South Africa, 2,000 shopping centers, one of the most dense in the world. Madness, given the size of our little economy. They're in crisis. The economy's on its knees. COVID-19, death blow. They're empty. Meanwhile, their electricity bills and municipal rates charges skyrocketing, which is insane, immoral, crazy, given the shocking or non-existent services provided by badly run, mostly corrupt ANC-controlled municipalities in this country. The CEOs of JSE-listed property stocks putting on a brave face, saying, there's been a bit of a recovery in foot traffic since the COVID lockdowns ended. Rental collections are encouraging at around 70%. That's not encouraging. That's fucked up. That's very bad. Share prices, of course, tell a different story. The JSE property sector down 40% this year. The bigger outfits like Growthpoint and Redefine, they're only down like 35%. The smaller, more flaky competitors who own much more marginal buildings and malls, they're doing much worse. And the share prices of South African banks not looking very good either, also down 40% this year. I guess they're expected to make lots of bad debt write-offs, including from their landlord customers. You can be sure of that. Similar trend evident worldwide. United Kingdom, here's the blunder of the week. Donald Gordon's empire. Remember Donny Gordon, the old Liberty International property company? Boof, off its perch, gone, kaput. They owned a bunch of malls, like 20 around the regions of the United Kingdom called Into Properties, founded 4 decades ago, one of South Africa's best. During the lockdowns, all those malls empty. And in the United Kingdom, online shopping is like super, super easy. Into Properties, the old Liberty International, suspended on stock exchanges in Joburg and London last week after it was placed in administration. That means bankruptcy. Crushed by nearly £5 billion of debt. It's worthless. Ordinary equity shareholders probably going to lose everything. It once had a market cap value of 100 billion rands. That's all gone.